Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. My name is Diane Cloud, and this is Chair Yoga. So a couple props that you might need for this practice are a strap, something that doesn't stretch, and perhaps a couple of blocks, depending on where you are in your practice and what you feel like you need. All right, and then obviously a chair to sit on that doesn't have arms is best, and maybe something a little bit lightweight that you don't mind moving around, and a mat to keep the chair secure and not slipping. All right, when you have all that, go ahead and sit in your chair towards the very front of the chair, towards the front edge. Ground through the feet, ground through the sits bones. Sit up nice and tall, draw the shoulder blades back, close the eyes, and start deepening your breath. Just taking big, deep inhales and full, complete exhales. Start to let go of any tension or stress that you may have experienced before your practice, or any future worry that you might be thinking about. Just try to set it aside for the moment and listen to your breath. As you're bringing more awareness to the breath, start to deepen the breath by bringing it into the belly first and letting it gently slide up to the top of the lungs, filling all the way to the top and smooth all the way to empty. That navel draws in towards spine. Start to turn that breath into an ujjayi breath, that slow sipping of the breath as you inhale through a slight constriction in the back of the throat. And as you exhale, think of the word ha. You'll feel that slight constriction. Your breath will make an audible sound. Nice sound of the ocean. And just start to connect to that sound, listening to the breath and deepening it as you go. Now that you have that wonderful deepened breath established, stay with it. Stay with that ujjayi breath throughout the entire practice if you can, and start to move into cow pose with your inhale, lifting the heart. Maybe the chin lifts slightly, arching the back. Exhale to round the spine, chin towards chest. And keep it going, matching your breath with your movement, letting the inhale lift your heart, lift your chest, and letting the exhale bring everything into center as you round the back. Pelvis tilts forward, chin dips down towards your chest. Feel free to pause anywhere. 3 or 4 cat-cow poses. And make your way back to a nice neutral spine. All right, bring the right hand up overhead. With your exhale, grab the left side of your chair and take a nice little stretch over to the left. Good, you might press in and out of this slightly. Stretching through the right side body nice and softly. Then inhale to reach up to a neutral spine. Your exhale is going to bring your right hand behind you, left hand to the inside of the left knee as you twist to the right. Stay lengthened in the spine. And again, you might gently move in and out of this twist dynamically, or you might stay in one place. Go wherever it feels good for you to go. One more big inhale, and with the exhale, turn your torso back forward and pause for a full breath cycle, letting everything settle. And then once, starting on the other side, take an inhale, reach the left hand up overhead. Exhale, right hand grabs the side or the seat of the chair as you lateral bend to the right. Maybe press in and out of this, gently lengthening through the left side body. Maybe pause somewhere where it feels good to pause and find all that length in the left side. And then take an inhale, rise up to a neutral spine. Exhale, left hand swings behind you to the seat of the chair, the back of the chair. Right hand comes to the inside of the right thigh as you twist to the left. Lead with that left shoulder blade. Pause in your twist or move in and out of it dynamically. Take one more big inhale here with the exhale. Move your torso all the way back forward. Take a full breath cycle. Full inhalation. Full complete exhalation. All right, on your next inhale, arms reach up overhead. Great big reach. Exhale, the arms just float back down as you press the arms back down. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, press the arms down. Good. 1 more time. Big inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, arms float back down. Good. Pause here. Shrug the shoulders up, rotate them back and around. Reverse the direction of your shoulder shrugs. Shrug the shoulders up, rotate them forward and around. Okay, grab your strap or your belt or whatever you have that doesn't stretch. It can be nice and long. Take your strap wider than shoulder distance. We're going to try to keep a little tension on the strap as we go, firmly gripped in the hands, but not a super powerful grip, just sort of soft. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Try to keep that tension. Try to keep the spine neutral. Exhale, bring the arms behind you. So think about range of motion in the shoulder. So we don't want to let the head jut forward just to get the arms back farther. We want to take it to where it's appropriate for us, and we're going to slowly make our way more farther into it. So inhale, arms come back up over, and exhale to release. Take a rest anytime you need to. Start to move smoothly with the breath. Inhale, the arms reach up overhead. Exhale, arms come behind the head. Any amount, again, go where it's appropriate for you to go. Inhaling to bring the arms up. Exhale, the strap comes back to the lap. And then just keep it going. Maybe even close the eyes here. Inhales are up. Exhales, reaching out and away. Maybe you come a little bit farther each time, but again, there's no goal to reach. You're just starting to create that opening in the shoulders and in the shoulder blades, in the side body. Take your time. Again, there's no goal to reach, so don't strain. If you feel like you're straining and you feel like you get in a pickle or in trouble, then just let go of the strap. Don't hurt your shoulder or your neck. Good. Finish up the one that you're working on now, the cycle that you're working on now. Let the strap come all the way to the lap. Let go of it. Shrug the shoulders up. Rotate them back and around. Reverse the direction of your shoulder shrugs. Shrug them up and forward and around. Awesome. All right. Sit up nice and tall, neutral spine. Bring your right ear towards right shoulder. Take that left hand and grab the seat of your chair or the legs of your chair, creating just a little bit of a stretch here in the top of the shoulder and the side of the neck. Good. Come all the way back to a neutral spine, nice and careful. Same thing on the other side. Left ear towards left shoulder. Take that right hand to grab the seat of the chair. Create just that tiniest bit of tension. Stretching through the right side neck, the right top of the shoulder. And then all the way back to neutral. Good. We'll probably come back to that later. Just look up, lifting the chin. Exhale. Bring your chin towards chest, drawing a straight line down. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift the chin, peek up towards the top of the wall in front of you. Exhale, draw that straight line down, chin towards chest. Awesome. Come all the way back up to a neutral spine. Move the neck around a little bit more if you need to. Set the strap aside for now and hug your right knee in towards your chest. Start to find a little warming here, drawing circles with your knee. Maybe just pulling the leg in and out, just wherever it feels good to go. And then set that leg back down onto the mat. Hug your left knee in. Same thing. Start to draw circles. Staying, sitting up nice and tall. Belly is engaged. That right foot is grounded. So you want to stay in control. Just finding some warming here in the hip flexor. And then set that leg back down. Once again, hug the right knee in. Good. So hug it in a little bit deeper this time. Turn the knee out. If it is appropriate for you, bring your ankle to the top of the knee or down a little bit farther on the shin. It's depending on where you are today, it doesn't matter. All right, now release the leg back out forward and set it back down on the mat. Hug the left knee in, turn the knee out, bring ankle to the top of the knee or down a little bit farther. We're going to do this a few times. So just go where it's appropriate to go. Maybe you're bringing your left ankle to a block. And then bring your knee back forward, straighten the leg, bring the foot back to the mat. Good. Once again, right knee hugs in, turn the knee out, bring your ankle to the top of the knee. Good. Now release, bringing that knee back forward, extend the leg straight, rebend your foot to the mat. And then just keep it going. There's no... you don't have to stay perfectly on track here. We're just turning the knee out into pigeon and then bringing the knee back forward, straightening the leg and bringing it to the mat. One more time on each side. Hug that right knee in. Turn the knee out. Maybe it comes to the top of the knee, maybe not. Bring the knee back forward, straighten the leg and bring it back down to the mat. Same thing on the left side. Hug it in. Turn the knee out. Bring it back forward, straighten the leg, and bring your foot back to the mat. Both feet are grounded. Windshield wiper them to wider than hips distance out to the diagonal. Then windshield wiper the knees in and out. All right, windshield wiper your knees back to at least as wide as your frame, maybe even just a tad bit wider. Send the right leg out, straightening the knee, send it out long. Don't overextend that right knee. Good. Take a big inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, you're going to hinge forward, using your hands on the support of the leg as you come forward, any amount. And then sit up with your inhale back to a neutral spine. Good. Exhale, hinge it forward into that half forward fold. Support yourself with hands in the lap, hands on your leg. Good. 2 more times. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale is that half forward fold. Take your time. One more big sit up nice and tall and exhale, hinge it forward into that half forward fold. Keep that right knee soft. Maybe pause here if it feels good to pause. Maybe let the head go if it feels appropriate for you today. If you need a little bit more sensation, you can flex the right foot and then come all the way back up to sitting nice and tall. Bring that right leg back in, send the left leg out, straightening the leg, keeping that micro bend in the knees so we don't overextend. Take a big inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, hinge it forward. Take your time. 3 more times dynamically with your breath. Close the eyes here. Let this be a moving meditation. Pause anywhere where it feels good to pause. Use your breath as a guide. Good. One more time. And if it feels appropriate for you, we'll pause in that half forward fold, letting everything go. Support yourself on your knees or your leg or your lap. You can let the head go if that feels appropriate. When you're ready, make your way all the way back up to seated, neutral spine. Bring that left leg back in. Windshield wiper your feet back to wider than hips distance out to the diagonal. And then windshield wiper the knees in and out. All right, walk the feet back to hips distance. Hug the right knee in towards the chest. Cross it all the way over the left. This is contradicted for hip replacement or hip issues, so you might just bring your foot up off the mat, keeping the hip neutral. So either way, we're just gonna bring some warmth into the ankle, close the eyes, flex the foot, and when you're ready, start writing the alphabet with your toes. So take your time. Again, close the eyes, see those letters in your mind, and just go crazy, whatever script you like. Make sure that you're breathing nice and deeply. Take your time. Whenever you're finished, return back to that little flex and point through the toes. And then when you're done, release your right foot to the mat. Hug the left knee in. You're going to cross it over the right leg or keep it lifted if hip issues. Cross it over, or again, keep it lifted. Start by that dorsiflex in the left ankle. And when you're ready, close the eyes. Start to spell the alphabet or draw the alphabet with your toes. If you get lost, just pick up where you left off or where you think you left off. It doesn't matter. Taking time and care, and return to that flex and point when you're finished. But again, take your time. All right, release your left foot back to the mat. Press the balls of your feet to the mat. Lift the toes up off the mat. Spread the toes nice and wide. Take a big inhale here, and with the exhale, slowly lower the toes back to the mat, lightly gripping the mat with your toes. Awesome. Go ahead and come to standing. Take your time, stand up with some control. Turn to face the back of your chair. Make sure that your chair is firmly planted on your mat so that it doesn't slip around and slide out from under you. and it's to one end of the mat so that you can stand behind the chair. So standing behind the chair, hands on the chair, stand up nice and tall in mountain pose, draw the shoulder blades back. When you're ready, feet are gonna walk back to downward facing dog. So walk about 3 or 4 feet away from your chair, bend the knees and let your heart melt straight down towards the mat. Good, lengthening the spine. You might start to pedal it out slightly, bending one knee at a time, maybe bringing a little bitty twist into the body. All right, on an inhale, start to walk your feet forward, coming all the way back to mountain pose, standing behind your chair. And exhale, walk it back to down dog. Good, so dynamic movement in and out of down dog. Take your time, your breath pace. Inhaling to walk it forward and stand up nice and tall. And exhale, back to down dog. Knees are bent. Good, one more time and we'll pause in down dog. So inhaling, walk it forward, stand up nice and tall. Exhale, walk it back, down dog. Let your heart melt towards the mat. Lead with the hips with those sits bones. Knees are generously bent as you stretch out that entire back body. If you want to try an optional little twist, you can take the right hand and reach out towards the left, any amount, maybe towards the left edge of your mat or towards the left outer edge of your left foot. And then inhale, reach everything back forward to down dog. Good. On an exhale, take that left hand, twist to the left as you reach out to the left, maybe to the outer edge of the right foot. Sorry, reaching out to the right, maybe to the edge of the mat or the outer edge of the right foot. And then reach everything back forward to down dog. Good. On an inhale, keep your feet planted, so feet are as wide as your frame, maybe as wide as the chair. Lift your heart, crown of the head draws forward, making your way towards plank pose. So good firm grip on the chair. If you make sure that the chair is planted, and let your hips come forward any amount to that top of a push-up. Good. Exhale, send the hips back to down dog. And we're going to move up and back dynamically, so take your time here. Let your weight come forward to plank pose. Engage the belly. Exhale, send the hips back to down dog. Good. One more time to plank. This time we're going to pause here. Now come back to down dog whenever you're ready, but if you're here and you're feeling pretty good, you're gripping the back of the chair, take a big inhale. Exhale to bend the elbows any amount. Make sure you have the strength to press back up. And exhale to bend the elbows, lowering the chest towards the chair. Good. One more time. Again, make sure that you have the strength to press back up. You can always step one foot forward if you feel like you get in a pickle. Good. One more time. Big inhale, exhale to lower your heart. Press all the way back up to plank. Belly is engaged. And then reach those hips back up and back, downward facing dog. Good. You can rest your wrists on top of the chair or the back of the chair here and open and close the hands. Little wrist therapy, maybe rotate through the wrists. And then walk your feet forward, coming all the way back to standing in mountain pose. All right. Turn your chair around, or if you have two chairs, or walk around to the seat of your chair. Wherever you are is fine. Facing the seat of your chair. Good. So working on balance. You want to find that super strong mountain pose. Feet are as wide as your frame. Stand up nice and tall. Belly is engaged. You're lifting everything. Start to let the weight shift into your right foot. That left knee is going to lift, so lift from the belly. Everything is engaged. Now you might just keep the toes grounded, or you might bring your foot to the seat of the chair. So again, you're staying lifted, not stepping or putting a lot of weight on the chair. Bring your left hand to your hip. Right hand comes across to that left knee. Big inhale here. With the exhale, you can twist to the left any amount, leading with that left shoulder. If you want to reach out to the left with your left hand, that's fine. And if you really want to balance, challenge yourself, you can bring your gaze towards your left fingertips. Good. Again, so you might be a little bit lower with the left foot on the mat, or it might be on the chair. All right, if you've brought your gaze away from neutral, go ahead and bring it back forward. Bring your left hand back to the hip, rotate your torso all the way back forward. Step the left foot down. Bring your palms to the seat of the chair for tabletop. Walk it back for a quick down dog. Let your heart melt towards the mat. All right, walk everything back up to mountain pose, getting set for the other side. Stand up nice and tall, facing your chair. You're about a foot away from the chair. Start to let your weight shift into the left foot. That right knee lifts. You're lifting it from the belly. Bring your foot to the seat of the chair, or maybe it stays grounded, or maybe you bring it up to a block. It's up to you. Right hand to the hip, left hand across to the outside of that left or right knee. When you're ready, if you like, only an option to twist to the right, leading with that right shoulder blade. Optionally, you can reach that right hand out behind you, opening up across the front of the right chest and shoulder. And then that last option to gaze towards right fingertips. Take your time, make sure that you're able to breathe. If you feel like you're struggling with the breath, and back off a click or two. All right, when you're ready to come out of it, bring your head back forward, release your right hand to the hip, turn your torso back towards your chair, release your right foot to the mat, bring palms to the mat, walk it out to down dog. Good, you can pedal it out, maybe twist a little bit from side to side. All right, feet are as wide as your frame, maybe as wide as the chair. Feet are gonna, left foot's gonna stay planted, right foot steps forward. Good, so stay on two separate railroad tracks. Your right foot is very near to the left, that right leg, that right front leg of the chair. So your feet are on two separate railroad tracks. Now go ahead and settle the left hip towards the mat and turn the toes out slightly. So you'll recognize this as a pyramid pose or Parsvottanasana. Good, now begin to straighten that right leg. Keep the length in the back of the neck. So your back is nice and straight, parallel to your chair. Try to keep that length in the spine. Good, full inhalations. Full, complete exhalations. Good, take one more big inhale here. Now with the exhale, if it feels appropriate and you can keep that nice lengthened spine, start to let your chest, your heart melt or reach towards the chair or towards the top of your thigh, coming in into a bit of a forward fold. You should feel that nice intense stretch in the back of the right leg. Again, any amount. So you might stay parallel, or you might be hinged forward, any amount. All right, when you're ready, come back to that flat back. Bring your left hand to the center of the chair. Bring your right hand to your hip. Press into the right big toe. Reach those inner thighs together isometrically. Good. Now, if it feels appropriate, draw that right shoulder blade back and twist slightly to the right. So stay lifted. Try not to lean too much of your weight into that left hand. Good. One more big inhale here with the exhale. Return back to that pyramid pose. Lift that left heel, so hips are squared up now. Send the right leg back, right back to downward dog. So you can hop it back or take one big step back. Let your heart melt towards the mat. Pedal it out. Take a rest if you need to, guys. All right, from here, right foot stays planted, left foot steps forward to right next to that front leg. Feet are on two separate railroad tracks. Turn the right toes out slightly. Nice flat back, hands on the chair. You're gazing straight down towards the chair. Lengthen the back of the neck. Now start to straighten that left leg. Good. Full inhalations. Full complete exhalations. Stay in control. Don't overstretch through the hamstrings. This is a nice big stretch, but we want to be careful. We don't want to overextend the knees. We always want to keep the knees soft. You always want to keep the belly engaged, and you always want to stay lifted, not leaning heavily or all of your weight into the chair. Take one more big inhale here with the exhale. If it feels appropriate, keep the back straight as you hinge down any amount towards the seat of the chair, towards the top of your thigh. Full inhalations. Full complete exhalations. If you've hinged forward at all, go ahead and come back up to that flat back. Bring your right hand a little bit closer to the center of the chair. You're staying lifted, right? Nice and lifted. Left hand comes to the hip. Draw the left shoulder blade back as you twist to the left. Keep the back of the neck lengthened. Again, if you're feeling stressed, or if you're feel like you're holding the breath, then back off a couple of clicks. We want to find that balance of ease and effort into every pose, everything that we do. All right, go ahead and bring your left hand back to the chair, gaze back straight down, lift the right heel, square the hips up, and the left foot's gonna step back to down dog. You can pedal it out. All right, walk the feet forward, coming all the way to standing. Take your time. And then once again, turn to face the back of the chair. All right, facing the back of the chair, your toes are right almost in between, right at the edge of the two back legs of the chair. Left foot is going to step back. So again, on those two separate railroad tracks, go ahead and bring that left heel to the mat. Open up your hips kind of forward. So you want to keep that right knee kind of pressing out. Press through that left heel, turning the foot out. Right toes are pointing straight towards your chair for Warrior Two. Now, if you're feeling any pressure in the knee, then just walk the right toes forward so that knee is tracking above the foot. All right, so little Warrior Two, left hand comes to the hip. Big inhale here with the exhale. You can bring your forearm across the back of the chair as you start to hinge towards that right leg for extended side angle. And don't lean heavily on the chair. It's just there for a little bit of support, a little bit of balance. And if you're feeling really good there, reach that left hand up by the ear as you extend through that left side body. All right. If you've reached your left hand, bring it back to the hip, rise back up, and then just turn your feet parallel to one another. So you're not in a nice wide stance here. Feet are parallel to one another. Right hand is still on the chair. Start to windshield wiper your feet towards one another. Nice and carefully bringing that awareness into the feet. Now pause for a second to rock up and back. So lift the heels, lift the toes up off the mat. And then if you need to shake anything out, go ahead and shake it out. All right, turn back to face the back of your chair. Same thing on the other side. Toes are in between those two back legs. Your right foot is going to step back. Two separate railroad tracks. Turn the right toes out. Bring your right heel to the mat. Then start to turn towards that long edge of your mat with the hips, with the torso. So it doesn't have to be a big stance. Right hand can come to the hip. Kind of a warrior two stance. Make sure there's no pressure in that left knee. You might need to walk those toes forward to track that knee properly. Strong in the legs. Good, now take a big inhale here in warrior two. Exhale to hinge towards your chair, bringing your forearm across the back of the chair, or you might even bring your forearm across the thigh or your hand to the seat of the chair. Just stay in control wherever you are. You could be here if you need a little bit deeper, but just don't lean a lot of your weight into whatever it is that your left hand is reaching towards. The right hand might reach up overhead, upper arm by your ear for extended side angle. If you're feeling it, that nice big stretch in that right side body. Nice strong in the legs, bone building pose. All right, if you've extended your arm up, go ahead and bring it back to the hip. Bring your torso back upright and then shift your feet parallel to one another. You're in a nice wide stance. Slowly windshield wiper your feet towards one another. So take this opportunity to bring that awareness into the feet, giving them a little workout, keep them nice and strong so that we can stay balanced throughout our lives. And then rise up and down onto the balls of the feet. Rock back up on your heels as you lift the toes, just up and back a few times. And then finally, rock your feet from side to side, almost like you're giving them a little massage, maybe up and back a few more times, working out any tension, and then shake out your legs. Good. All right, turn to face the back of the chair. One more time, walk it back to down dog. Lots of down dogs today. Keep the knees bent, heart melts towards the mat. Full inhalations. Full complete exhalations. Now we're going to walk it forward for our crouching tiger. So feet walk forward, start to round to the back, hips come low, forehead comes to the back of the chair. Good, just reach out, think of a child's pose. You might even come around to the seat of your chair if you want to come into it a little bit lower, just creating some space in the lower back, working out any little tension that we might have caused. All right, then come all the way back up to mountain pose, Tadasana. Then we're gonna come all the way back to our chair. Have your strap within reaching distance. Sit down in your chair. We're just gonna take a quick rest. So if you wanna grab a sip of water, scoot your sits bones to the back. Let the back of the chair support your back. Take about 2 or 3 deep breaths. And then once again, get yourself grounded. Ground through the feet. Walk your sits bones up to at least the middle of the chair or more towards the front. Full inhalations. Full complete exhalations. All right, hug your right knee in towards your chest. When you're ready, turn the knee out, ankle to the top of the knee for a return back to pigeon pose. Take your breath to whatever tight space you're feeling. And if it feels appropriate for you, keep that right foot flexed. On an exhale, you can hinge forward any amount. It could be 1/8 of an inch or it could be 6 inches. It doesn't matter. Bring it to your edge of your stretch. Close the eyes And take your breath there. Let the breath passively unlock those tight spaces, unlock that tension. When you're ready, come back up to a neutral spine, release the right foot down, same thing on the left side. Hug your left knee in, turn the left knee out, ankle to the top of the right knee if that feels appropriate for you, or maybe on something a little bit lower. Pause first with your breath, several breaths here, 3 or 4, before you hinge forward, if you're hinging forward. All right, if you are hinging forward, try to time it on an exhale, coming forward any amount, keeping the integrity in the hips and the spine, so only coming to a place where it feels like you're getting a nice bit of sensation, and then just take your breath there. Let your breath do the work. So passive unlocking. You'll notice with the deep breath how that tension just starts to dissolve. All right, when you're ready, come back up to a neutral spine, release the left leg down, walk both feet out to the diagonal, windshield wiper, the knees out, all the way from the hips. You feel that hip joint rotating, revolving. All right, walk your feet back to hips distance, grab your strap once again. Last little stretch of the hamstring. So ground through the feet, sit up nice and tall, everything is engaged. Strap the bottom of your right foot, elbows are wide as you extend your heel forward. So it doesn't have to be a high lift. Maybe your leg is out here and you're getting a good stretch, and you can hinge forward if you need more sensation. So it doesn't have to be like a super high lift or anything. So just careful not to overextend that right knee, keeping that micro bend. Again, full inhalations, full complete exhalations. All right, take both ends of the strap in your right hand. You can bring your left hand to the chair to get a nice little grip there, and bring your right leg out to the side any amount, reaching through the heel, stretching the inside of the thigh. Again, it doesn't have to be a high lift or a far reach, just wherever you feel that sensation. So you might even be here on the mat, and that's perfect if you're feeling that sensation. All right, bring your right leg back forward. Now, if you can cross your leg, and you did before, go ahead and just cross it over the left. And then you're just going to take a gentle twist, not all the way to the back, just kind of to the diagonal, drawing your right shoulder blade back, and bring that stretch into the outside of the right thigh. All right, bring your torso back forward, set your right foot back down on the mat, ground through the right foot, strap the bottom of your left foot, starting with that hamstring stretch, extend the legs straight. So again, it might be grounded or it might be lifted. It doesn't matter, wherever it feels like you're getting a nice little stretch. Careful not to overextend the knee wherever you are. If you need more sensation, you can always try hinging forward in the torso. Just keep your back nice and straight. Full inhalations. Full complete exhalations. All right, take both ends of the strap and your left hand, right hand is going to grab the chair. Lead with the toes, the left toes as you bring your leg out to the left any amount. So again, it might be grounded on the floor. So judge for yourself. Make sure that you can still breathe. You're not struggling or holding the breath or there's any compression or tension anywhere. All right, when you're ready, bring the leg back forward. Take both ends in the left hand and cross the leg all the way over the right, if that feels appropriate for you. And then I just want you to bring your right hand to that left knee, twist gently to the left, so not a huge twist behind, but mainly concentrating on this stretch on the outside of the left leg, the IT band. All right, bring your torso back forward, release your leg back down, get rid of the strap, walk your feet into a wide stance. If you have some blocks or something to bring the floor higher, you can grab them now. One or both blocks, then you're going to take a nice wide stance, scooch all the way up to the very front of your chair. Take a big inhale here. With the exhale, start to hinge forward. Now maybe you stay here with your hands grounded on your knees. If it feels safe to keep going forward, go ahead and hinge forward more. Bring your hands to the blocks. Remember, you've got 3 different levels here. Keeping that back nice and straight. Leading with the heart. Good. Take one more big inhale here. With the exhale, if it feels appropriate for you to come a little bit deeper, again, if you can lead with the heart, keep that back straight. And eventually, again, if it feels safe, you can let the head go, rounding the back. Stay grounded in the feet, grounded to your chair. And then when you're ready, press back up to that flat back. If you need to bring those blocks back to a higher level to work your way up to a flat back. And then eventually ground through the feet, hug your thigh muscles to the bones, bring your hands back to the knees, and then safely push up from there with your nice flat back. Awesome. Windshield wiper your feet to where they're a little bit wider than hips distance, and then windshield wiper everything in and out. Awesome. All right, sit up nice and tall, feet are grounded, sits bones are grounded. Return to that neck stretch as promised. Bring your right ear towards right shoulder. Bring your left hand to the seat of the chair. You can either create a little tension there by holding on, or you can just stretch those fingertips long out to the side. Full inhalations. Full, complete exhalations. Take a big inhale here. With the exhale, you're going to rotate your head all the way across, chin towards chest, until left ear comes towards the left shoulder. Right hand grabs the seat of the chair or extends out to the side, creating a little tension in the side of the neck. All right, big inhale here. With the exhale, half circle all the way over to the other side, right ear towards right chest. Go ahead and just take a big inhale as your right ear reaches towards right shoulder. And exhale, half circle all the way across the left ear towards the left shoulder. Good. Inhale here to reach it out. Exhale, half circle all the way across, right ear towards right shoulder. And then one more time, inhale and let the head come all the way across, chin towards chest until left ear towards left shoulder. Good, then come quarter circle all the way back to chin towards chest, and from there, bring your head back up to a neutral position. Awesome, shrug the shoulders up, rotate them back and around. And reverse the direction of your circle. Shrug the shoulders up and forward and around. If there's any other move that you need right now, another little twist or a back bend, another down dog, go ahead and take it. Getting ready for your final resting position. I will talk you through a little yoga nidra, and then I want you to have a nice long rest, and I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye after that. So wonderful being with you today. I hope to see you in person or on the video next week. And good. All right, so find that comfortable position. Again, take the time. If you need to put your socks on or put on a sweater, and then walk your sits bones to the back of the chair. Let the back of the chair support your back. Bring your hands softly to the lap. You might stack your hands or interlace. We'll just make it easy for you to hold your hands on your lap. You might even bring a blanket or a pillow onto your lap so that your hands are relaxed and comfy. You can relax the legs, maybe even let the knees splay out or cross at the ankles. Close the eyes. Relax any lines, tension in the face, in the jaw. Relax down both sides of the neck, across the tops of the shoulders. Relax the whole shoulder all the way around. And then bring that relaxation all the way down the arms, big melting sensation of relaxation all the way to the fingertips. Maybe wiggle the fingers slightly, letting go of any tension. And then relax the upper back and the chest. Relax the middle of the back, the rib cage, the sternum. Relax your belly and your lower back. Both sides of the waist. Relax your hips. Relax your thighs and your knees. Relax shins and ankles. Relax your feet. Relax each and every toe. So I recommend at least 5 minutes of rest, and then maybe another 5 minutes of meditation, bringing your spine back to a tall seated position. Whatever you do today is perfect. Have a beautiful day.